Hey. It's the after discussion for Ready to Love.
Oh shit! Yes, it is.
Season 5, episode 8.
Oof.
Operation Meet the Homie.
Oof.
And that's exactly what we did. This whole episode, everybody was meeting all the homies. All the homies came through.
Homies came through. Homies kind of disappointed me a little bit, but they came through. It's a little boring.
Yeah.
The episode was a little boring.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It was very, and I was noticing as I was making the notes, I was like, oh, this is very linear and simple and beep, beep. Like, yeah, boring. It was very easy. There was no, yeah, I'm with you. I think
felt
you said
produced
it.
again. Like so many of my notes are like, well, production produced. Like that's why you were there. You know, it just felt. Yeah, I mean, to be really fucking blunt, it feels like nobody's really finding anything on this show, and it's making me think, like, what, why, like, aren't they kind of set up for greatness? Aren't they kind of given the tools? They have Tommy, who's so fantastic at like coaching and helping them do the right things to make sure that they can even access this thing that called love that they're ready for, they say. And it makes me think like two things. One, do they really want it? Or are they just trying to be on TV? And two, does production really want to find people that want to find love? Or do they just want TV material? That's how I'm feeling right now at episode 8. How about you?
I think before I answer, I'm going to go ahead to the chat and say what's up to our
Well,
friends.
I would expect nothing less. Hello there, B.
Hey,
Lovely
B.
loves.
What's going on, Najee?
Najee's in the house. Hey, Najee.
Hey, guys. Hope you don't fall
Najee.
asleep in the middle of this. I hope I don't either, because it's like a sleepy season right now.
Right?
It's like I don't know if it's just the energy in the air or what is going on, but I'm feeling that too. So I hope you can stay with us, Najee, because this is going to be entertaining.
Hey, if we're in it, you're in it, Najee. Don't you
dare go
anywhere. Jessica's going off right away. She just went boom, 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 boom. Go ahead.
Dante, a complete fool, having all these children and still acting like a child.
Jessica, you came in hot, firing and
bang,
like
bang.
A volcano erupting. That was accurate and true, and that's basically what I said eventually too. We haven't gotten there yet, but go off, Jessica.
I mean, are y'all going to talk about Dante and Aisha from last season breaking up? Yes, we are. And
of course we are.
Like, I don't know. Should we just start with that? Do we need to discuss all this? Okay, so I have a clip that I'm going to share as well. Okay. So I want to get to all of you guys, but yeah, we have to talk about that because it's quite the highlight.
Yeah.
Jessica, loved you on Sabrina's review, so came to say hi. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thanks for coming to say hi over here. This is our show. And it's our show. Co-host.
And it's a lot, and I'm her co-host, but it's that one. It's a lot different than Sabrina's show. So stay tuned, listen to us. We're crazy, and we dig into it differently than Sabrina does. We stand for Sabrina. Like, since we saw her on the show, still to this day, we absolutely love her so much. So thanks for coming over and saying hi.
Absolutely. Love it. Okay, so first, let me just get to your 2 questions. I was a little disturbed, watching this because I'm not going to front. Today is one of those days where I'm not feeling so wildly optimistic about love and dating. Ooh. And so even it's like, okay, we're watching Dante and Aisha, you know, I go through my own things. Now we're on this show and I'm watching and it's like, now I'm getting that same vibe. Do they want anything? Does production want to see beautiful blossoming love in any like now it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm not inspired or encouraged like I was when we started last season. Now, granted, last season had its shenanigans, failed,
but still.
But I still feel like there was a little bit more of an effort to really because now I'm confused. Now I can see, like, when you say things with production, I kind of feel like the natural connections that were the natural connections, yes, they started off fast, which can be a little bit of a red flag. Not red flag, but it's a little much for the show. Like, maybe pacing needs to happen because now I'm just seeing the basically round 2 of people try to find interest in who's left. left.
Yeah, you
and
have
it's
people
just
that
kind of
don't
like,
even want to be there. It feels like they're following production's orders by being there to create some kind of conflict and some battle between two that don't even exist. Like, that's, sorry not to cut you off, but it's kind of like, why don't we not do that? Why don't we actually do what the intention of the show is, to be intentional and find love? So let's actually just do one-on-ones and really get to know people and stop pretending that there's somebody there. I have in my notes so many times that I'm like, oh, that was production just making someone be there just for the purpose of the episode of what they're supposed to do, try to find between two. What's the point of that? What's the point of that?
yeah, I mean, it's a lot. I'm disappointed. I'm getting disappointed.
Well, Tommy keeps being like, oh, another, what's he call it? What is his
like a curveball.
I'm throwing another curveball. Well, why don't you throw us a curveball like what I just said, Tommy? Instead of putting somebody there for production and just to kind of like give us some kind of interior conflict, let's just focus on the connection that these people have, and let's let them move at the pace that they're ready to move at. And the other ones that we know aren't really even there for the right reasons, that we kind of can see through now, and like there's just no matches. Sure, let's play the game then. Let's watch them go on these situationships that aren't really going to go anywhere. But then let's like indulge and feed and give energy to the people that we think actually might be able to do something and move through something. Oh.
Absolutely, because I think this goes back to, like, if you guys watch our show, we bring up some of the, these repeating topics, but I think it was a couple episodes we talked about, I think people are ready for something a little more real. Because you know what? Once it's revealed that you really aren't there for love and you're not this and that, why don't Tommy sit them down, school them a little bit, and send them home, and then replace them? Curveball. Like, show me something that is getting to the end of in some intentional love, some genuine dating, and not just trying to stay on the show and trying to like, I can't.
It was great in the beginning. It's like a baseball match, right? Where you didn't expect the curveballs. The way he started the season, Tommy, was fantastic. He was throwing curveballs, and I was not ready for that when I was up at the plate ready to hit. I was missing the balls. But you're throwing the same curveball over and over now, and now I'm hitting home runs out of the park, and I'm literally walking from base to home because I'm so fucking bored,
Just got to keep it real. Jessica says, exactly. It's hard to root for anybody with the success rate is abysmal, but the trauma it creates is great. Yeah. So if you want to, if you want to be in that, they've got that, they've got that down.
But Jessica, are they really even creating that much drama right now in these circumstances? Like tonight's episode specifically, do you feel any genuine drama? I myself don't. I know Clifton's trying to pretend that he's really torn between Takia and I ain't buying that shit. I'm not buying it for 1 second. So nobody it's like, is there really any drama right now in this episode?
Well, and Carmen's attitude towards Takia, and as much as I like Carmen, I'm kind of, I'm like, girl, this contrived negative energy towards Takia is like, I was so happy just to see her enjoy. Joy is in love with Clifton, and she got to sit there, but you could still greet her. Hey, girl, what's going on? Good to see you. Like, it doesn't have to be, well, may the best man win and get rid of the number one and number two. And
I'm still going to blame production. I'm still going to blame production. I think production wants the antagonist. They want somebody that's going to be that person. I could be completely wrong because I don't know Carmen. But the little that I do pick up on her is that she's an extremely confident woman. I doubt that she really needs to do any of what she's doing right now to have her claim and be successful. So, but she's able to do that because she's good at that kind of a thing. She plays the game well. Could be wrong. Don't know her, but that's my instinct.
No, I feel you. One word, Carmen, but I love her. I know I'm in the minority. Well, you're in the majority here. We love her.
Yeah, we love Carmen.
Like, we always speak very highly of her. I'm not really a fan of the fake cattiness, but again, we don't know if it's like production because she doesn't need to do that, But
she's too confident and like successful and delicious. I think
she has
really
it all together. Yes,
do that. I don't get that as being authentic by any means. She's always so fit. I hope
one day we get to ask. Yeah.
What?
I hope one day we get to ask her.
Yeah, she would be great she would be great on our with us. We would have a great conversation.
We would have fun. Let's try to get her on.
All right,
and see what we can get. All right, Najee.
Okay, yes.
I can't feel too bad for Aisha. She was capping for him when we were telling her a man with 3 kids by 3 women is not someone anyone should take advice from or get in a relationship with. Najee.
Just I'm sweating like a whore in church from that comment. Now, Jay, you always make me feel so much better about myself, and that's a compliment. Because I feel like I go hard, but you go hard. And it makes me so happy. Like my whole entire being smiles when you just read these people. Yes, accurate, 100%. It's just hard because I was still, I want to have hope for people like him. I want to think, yes, you've had 3 kids, but you're doing the work and you really do want this, da 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 da. But it's once again, you're let down because obviously it's not really what you want. And
let me run.
Go ahead, man. You want to?
No, go ahead.
Clip?
I'm sorry.
No.
I was gonna say, let me run this clip because it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. So, Aisha's been going live all week, and I feel for her.
Oh, damn.
Because I understand I don't even want to say playing the strong role because it's not fake with her. I don't get that from her, but she is presenting. She's still. I don't know. She's got to be hurt. She's got to be upset. This is a lot. But anyway, she's been on for hours.
Nobody didn't warn me about nothing because them other people was playing games. That's the problem with that show and that cast and some of the people in that cast, that they was out there playing games and playing around with people's feelings and emotions. That's the problem. So any heat I gave somebody, it was well deserved. So don't tell me nobody warned me about nothing. Those people was with the same shit T was with. Fooling the audience to make them think that they was about something and they wasn't.
I missed the first part because I didn't know how to tap her sound, but she. First of all, I'm a little scared. Like I just got a little scared. I don't know what's happening.
A little Bronx, a little BX.
It's a little like, what's going on?
Upset.
So how do I adjust my thing back? There we go.
So basically, she was saying there's a lot of fake things going around, and a lot of people are faking the funk on the show. What you're seeing and what they're telling you is not who they are. And he was one of those people doing that. So I kind of wanted to preface that because that's where you're coming from. And I had another conversation with somebody. It's like, we want to give grace. We want to believe that somebody has done the work. But to me, it's just looking like men's lives have evolved to include, I've gone to therapy. I've done the work. I've taken the time. I've done the healing. Y'all just got new rhetoric for the same. I believe Dante wants to be that, but you're not. You can't. You're not there yet. Like, keep it. I can't. I don't know.
It is so funny you said that because in my notes later, it was basically saying that I'm not going to, we'll get there and I'll say it. But like the same thing, you can keep feeding yourself the same information and convincing yourself of something and then switching the rhetoric and the dialogue, but it's the same core root issue that you're not choosing to grow from or change. It's just your way of still controlling the outcome and you repeating a pattern. And it's unfortunate that so many people do that this day and age. And you know what? I think we all need to take accountability for our own shit. There's no doubt about that. But even more reason and more proof that what they teach us and how society grooms us is shitty. It's shit. They're teaching us about all this bullshit in school when we're growing up that nobody uses or needs, and it's dumbing us down so that you don't have the emotional complexities to actually grow and indulge in the true human nature of what it is to be alive. And it's just so apparent that when men and women and people and all the above keep just doing stupid shit to themselves, because at the root of it, do I think he really wants to be loved and love somebody? Yes. And we still got to take accountability for that. We're grown as adults at this point. He's had 3 kids, all that stuff. But at the same time, it's like, when can we start actually noticing that this society is not beneficial to us as human beings?
I mean, I think we're seeing it reflective in everything that's around.
Move with it and stop making excuses about all of it and trying to it's like our fucking politicians pretending that something's the way it is and it's not. And then just keeping this whole circle that's vicious going over and over again. It's like, when is the change going to happen? Right?
Well, it's happening within individuals, but unfortunately, not everybody's going to get it. And this is why, when we have conversations and I have conversations with certain people, it's time to just realize and recognize we're rare. And not because we don't fall short and because we don't make mistakes, but I'm seeing how rare it is to really actually do the work. I mean, and it's not easy. It hurts. It's painful. It's draining. It's sad. And I don't have anybody to pick me up and pamper my butt off of it. I have to do that myself too. So
Welcome.
it's not, it's not easy work. Okay. People don't want to actually sit down. I don't know too many men. And there's just so many things because I'm just so bothered.
I'm going to parlay off of that
gets
really
old.
quick. Yeah. Because here's the thing. Also in my notes later down the line, I think what the problem is everything you just said. You're taking the time to pick yourself up. You're not jumping from one to the other to repeat patterns and to actually keep indulging in relationships without knowing yourself and being present fully. You're picking yourself up. You're not relying on somebody else to be there that's not capable. Because even if they are capable, you're not going to be able to see it if you don't know how to do it your damn self.
It's really simple.
And
it's complex, but it's really simple.
Yes. So instead of people like Donnie or whatever we call him and Sabrina and these people just trying to jump and avoid self and thinking the relationship is what they need, which takes a part of what I'm going to say later off now.
Yes.
Why don't you just be alone? I know so many people who refuse to be alone and jump and jump and then convince themselves it's going to work and try to make it work. And it wastes so many years of their lives because it doesn't work. And they've created this whole narrative and cycle that it's going to work. And they still don't like to see it. And they want to keep doing it. And then it doesn't work. And you know what? To each their own. It's your life to live. Live accordingly. But if you truly, genuinely want love, you need to learn to be a love. RuPaul, the guru, him herself. If you don't love somebody else, how are you going to love yourself? Wait, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? I mean, it's simply, easily said.
But people, they don't know what that means, okay? We don't have a universal, in my opinion, understanding of what love really means. We have these depictions, we have these movies, we have these ideals, and we have this scattered view and definition of what it really means, and everyone's pretending. They're on this pretending to be together, pretending to be healed, pretending to be a good man, pretending to be a woman. And this is back to when you say, when are we in this country going to, So Najee is going. I try to read with some reading. Yeah. Aisha needs to sit her dumb ass down. You chose the cheater who is the owner of the Flag Factory. You saw your cast members as ain't shit, but chose not to for the Jackrabbit. Stand up, girl. Stand up. And okay, so this is pack, Najee, because you be packing it.
I mean, that's accurate in some sense, 100%. I'm gonna give her grace because I can't I have this love for Aisha. There's something about her that I just love, right? So
she's so legit to me.
I can't go hard like you just did, and I have to give her grace.
You can go hard, but you don't.
I'm not going to, right?
Yeah,
I got it. But in short, without me babbling on about it, yes, she made her own bed.
And that's the thing. And
her bed is so much warmer and comfortable and larger and full of pillows and love than the bed that she chose to bring someone into. That bed was just, unfortunately,
too many people in it.
Yeah.
Out the gate.
Full.
And it was full. And, I'm with you, Najee. I have love for Aisha because I've gone through this.
Yep.
I have another close. I have another. It's messed
it's
up.
Obnoxious.
It's a head trip. It's a head trip when you're in it because you have someone in your face who's been at this. They know what to say. They know how to play on your heartstrings. They know how to. I mean, it's really insane. But what I'm happy for, because I have another friend who just went through it too, and we were talking on the phone today. And we're just so grateful. It was very painful, very, very painful. I don't think hearts should just keep going through things like this. But it was so eye-opening because we as women have to switch up our game too. And I'm not just saying, yes, men and women are, we all have things, but I'm saying from a woman's perspective, the way certain men play on this thing. I'm not the only one. Aisha's not the only one. My homegirl's not the only one. This is
I'm
happening.
not the only one. Yeah,
this is,
happening all the time. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Men continue to fill themselves with false rhetoric and lies to keep themselves going, and repeating patterns are unhealthy, and that will never lead them to love. Yes.
And so in the beginning, Dante was a trigger for me because especially when we first met him, I'm on my way out of wiping my own tears. Like, no, 3 baby mamas, 3 different babies, 3
flag factory.
Red flag
in China. They are being handed out by every second. It's just 10 cents for every child working on them, and they are just being distributed through the whole galaxy. Yeah.
Okay. And I only gave him grace because of her. Like, maybe there's something. It took a long time for me to get into Dante. But then I was like, okay, because they know how to put on the charisma, the characteristics. She said he never went to 1 day of therapy. She found that out. He also cheated. He also might have more kids. Like, he's out here being a real nigga. Okay. And I'm disappointed because some of the conversations you see on the internet where women have things to say about men and men get so defensive, go get your brothers.
Yeah.
Go find out why women are so, yes, we choose them. Okay. But is it helping? Is this behavior helping? We know Aisha's an amazing woman. We know you want love. I'm sure you feel like you deserve this and that. But it's like, again, walking into the Bentley dealership with no money in your pocket, no ID, bad credit, talking about, can I test drive? You've got to leave, sir. You don't even have an appointment here.
Shut the fuck up. You got to leave.
And this is not about money.
Yeah, no.
Because people get real crazy like, you know, as if women like us are not out here giving men a chance, so to speak. Oh, you know, you guys complain, you're single, there's no men, there's this, so why don't you just date this? Okay, but when we try, like, I think everybody needs to, women, we need to have a new view on how we look at these things, because it doesn't have to be bad. It can be very educational. The beautiful thing is she's not going to go through this again, and I'm happy for that for her, because there's no way she's going to let that mess fly. And I hope he doesn't either. I hope he's emotionally affected enough to be like, okay, whoa, this time, because now you're on blast to the world. I don't know what it's going to take for you, but we leaving you behind, Dante. But hopefully at some point you have daughters. Like, do you understand? You're going to have to be dealing with
it might take them growing up until he actually is able to actually like see that from like firsthand from a father's perspective of his daughters dating people like him. It could take that long, you know?
And he's going to be 55. Now it appears even more baby mamas are coming out of the woodwork. Last I heard it was 5. I feel bad for his children.
Damn.
Jessica, I hear this too often.
But like, why?
That's sad.
How are they
I hate it.
Why are they coming out of the woodwork now? Why are we now though? Now that they've broken up and all this drama is happening, why are we now just hearing about these women? Shouldn't they have come out of the woodwork when the show was airing and to give some type of like red flag? Well, even though he was already burying the biggest one in the universe, like for Aisha to maybe like, but I mean, it's not live, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like, why are they now showing face? That's concerning to me.
Yeah, I don't know when the exact breakup happened or when things unfolded, but I get it. When it comes to these types of things, I don't know if it's as easy as what we're seeing and can hear. It's complicated and it's stupid. Najee, I'm sorry. I found both Dante and Aisha as phony and putting on a show. I saw through the grand statements. I've dealt with people like them both, and I'm always proven right that something is off. Hey, I ain't even gonna knock you on that. Because when you know, you know. It's that thing. Dante was a red flag to start. And then as women start, grace and understanding and people change. No. Okay. Not to say that it doesn't happen, but there needs to be a new vetting process to make sure that that's real.
I'm going to politely disagree with Najee. I think that Aisha was actually probably, besides Sabrina, the most genuine one on the show.
Absolutely.
Like the realest one. I think she just got put through the fucking ringer and we all saw it live and in action.
And that's why I mentioned so many other people, because this is something that happens.
There was and I'm very good at reading people because I'm an actor, so I know when people are acting and when they're not. And she wasn't acting. She was there.
No, she was
in
not.
Her eyes. It was real. Everything she was going through was real. Now Dante, I kept going in and out, in and out, in and out,
Yes.
in and out. Is he or not?
Yes.
Is he or not? And that was just my hope that he was actually changing and why he was going in and out, probably. But obviously, nah.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah, he needs to keep his dick in his pants. I mean, is it that good of a dick? Like, and ladies,
no, but that's
like,
how they. No, but that's how they cope.
That's how they cope.
Men like that can't be alone. They just jump from,
and they're the reflection of women that do the same thing, except for they don't get men pregnant.
And that's the thing, because there's kids involved, and that's complicated. She was talking about how her daughter was asking her questions, and and it's just like, it's so unfortunate.
And what kind of man does that? What kind of man does that? Like, actually has the audacity to fake the funk, and then like know that there's a little child involved in this process too. After you have 5 kids, So basically, in short, what you're saying is that the problem in this world is because of you.
These guys don't care. In my situation, this fool messed with me with someone pregnant. So you don't care about your kids.
Yeah, but I saw through that one the whole time. So that's the difference. It's, like
it still exists, is what I'm saying.
Yes, 100%. Jessica says facts to me. I can read people same. Sorry, this light's blinding me and I can't see
I can read people well too for some reason. That's good. Yeah. Because I'm gonna be honest.
What sign are you, Jessica?
Great.
Are you a water sign?
Jessica, it's okay that you disagree. Aisha said that submissive statement, and I was like, okay, you're gonna get cheated on, and we gotta talk about this damn submissive word, because Sabrina 2.0 brought that up.
Yeah.
I love Aisha a lot. She's real. She, to me, she resonates as real as one who's a normal human going through all their stuff can be.
Yeah.
So I think she's going through what she needs to go through, just like I feel like I did.
Yeah.
So we can actually you are ready for love. I was in prayer for a husband in a particular way, and I got sent a counterfeit.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm ready to love. Got sent a counterfeit. We're not going to make that mistake next time. So go us. That.
100%.
And so it's okay. It hurts, but it's like, these are not things that we could be going through life slipping on.
Nope.
Kids involved. Hey, when's your birthday, girl? When's your birthday, girl? Gemini, girl.
All right, you got a fellow Gemini right there dancing with you. What day is it? If you guys are the same one, it's going to be amazing.
I know. I tend to attract people with the same birthday, and I love it.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, B. Welcome, Jessica, to the fam.
I love you, B. Thank you for that warm welcome.
Yes. Yeah, so I feel bad for her. I know she said she's got some more tea to drop next Friday. She's tired.
Good for her for being strategic too, though, and letting it out like piece at a time. Hopefully she's gaining something from this. I mean, that's the thing with Aisha. Like, I don't feel like she's in it for the clout. I could be wrong.
She speaks about that too. She was
because
like,
she's
see me if you're selling. Yeah,
I'm
not selling anything.
She's a business owner. But I still think it's fantastic that she is doing it piece by piece, because it's how the world works when it comes to this whole thing right now. So good for her for being authentic, but also still making a smart move in the process of it.
And she's probably not drained. Easy. Yeah, she's tired. She's drained. And she also said that, oh shoot, I just lost
could be authentic. Just could be an authentic situation where she's like, I don't have more to give right now. I'll come back next week. Which could be the universe just being like, there you go, sweet angel. It's better anyway that way.
Yeah. And she was saying, the show, everything unfolded in public. So I'm sharing it in public. Because you know how people get, why are you telling your business? Because my business started out here.
I love her clapbacks because they're so real. It's like when she clapped back at the girls at the dinner, she was reading the shit out of them. And I was like, yes. Oh, Najee, are you a Nadia fan? Whatever her name is?
Zadia. Okay, Jessica, you're May 23rd, like my other best friend, and she picks up on people like this. Fallon be like,
quick.
I don't know, it's off. I don't know, it's off. She'll just, and she's opposite of me. She's very quiet and shy, and she's just, we're two completely different vibes, but we're Gemini gang nonetheless. Yes.
Shout out to Fallon. Why isn't she watching this? Oh, she has 2 kids.
Right. And running around.
I love you, B. I love you, B, so much.
Yeah, so that's that. It's really unfortunate. I just really think,
I feel like
as
popcorn or a cookie.
people who are dating, it's time to understand that this is what I'm going to do, because this is what I told you about Demetrius, right? When this first started and Demetrius was like, oh, I've cheated, all this in the past, we're going to have to really sit down, and I'm going to really need to understand how in waking life, you're not like that no more.
That's very generous of you, because I think if I heard that, I wouldn't even give somebody the time at this point in my life.
I understand, but when we talk about how we give people grace,
there's
and
other
hoping
people
that
out
they
there.
change.
Why?
Yeah.
Let's learn something from Aisha right now. Let's not. Let's just not.
Exactly, Najee.
Exactly, Najee. Good.
Last season.
Yeah,
you got it. Red is definitely your. Y'all done gassed me with the red so much. I think I'm gonna start walking it more often. I got a lot of love for that red last weekend.
What red?
I went out and I wore
Oh,
red.
yes. Yeah. Hello, red. She sure was. She was like,
I was living. You guys, I was just like, yeah. They were calling me Barbie all day. I was like, okay.
Sure, yeah.
Just 6'2", high ponytail, fitted red dress, and here to have
Barbie.
a good time. Yeah.
Modern Barbie.
Yes. Yeah, so
Man.
You're right. It would be better to avoid those
Just
people
avoid it.
altogether.
And going back to this episode just for a second again, because I keep kind of feeling like it's just naturally tying in.
Yes.
What's his name? The one that we like, but I don't think someone likes him right
Donovan?
now. No.
Tori.
Tori. Yes, Tori.
Mm.
He said, basically, he seems like he's the person that is like, one strike, you're out. I have it written down better somewhere in here.
Him.
And I'm into that. Like, I have, why not? Like, why waste time? If you're really seeking for something, that's smart.
Yep.
If they don't fit the bill, go. Let somebody else that hasn't experienced that and needs to experience that, and maybe through that experience together, they can actually shift above it and grow into something new together. But like, no. If you come at me saying that, I'm be like, it was really nice to meet you. But I'm just not feeling it. And all the best of luck to you.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna definitely find that
people
within
push
my
and
soul.
try to make shit work, and then here you go, Aisha.
No. Yeah, no.
They spend years doing that shit.
Yeah, years, and doing it back to back with multiple different people.
Yep.
And things never change, and they're okay with that. People like you and I, and those of you in the chat, we're not willing to stay the same. I'm fighting for the best. I'm working and evolving for the best version of myself every day, because I'm not going to leave here the same way. I'm not the same woman I was 2 days ago. Like, I'm the same woman, but I'm not the same. So there's just a desire for evolution that not everybody has. And I think you said that before on another show, Gus, where it's like, no, not everybody wants to grow and be great and learn from their mistakes. And some people are very complacent in their stuff and just go day to day, and they hurt who they hurt, and they don't deal with what they don't deal with, and they numb where they numb, and they raise their kids and keep having sex and meet whoever, and then they die. An asshole. The end.
An asshole, probably. Yeah. The end.
That too. Najee says a one-strike policy isn't healthy. It states that a person must be perfect, and no one is. I used to be that way, allowing people chances to make mistakes and grow to change. I think there has to be a fine line.
Did he just contradict himself though? I'm tripping. Am I tripping?
How so?
One strike policy isn't healthy. Allowing people to change, to make mistakes, allowing people chances to make mistakes. Oh, okay. I thought you said not to. Copy that.
Yeah. No, I agree. But this is the same thing I feel when it comes to grace, because somebody else typed on Twitter today talking about how give people the grace and space to be who they are without trying to control and all of this. And that's cool. But a lot of people take advantage of that. And you have to have that discernment on who gets grace, who gets another chance. If somebody's showing up, trying, doing things different, meeting you halfway, did it, and there's an oops, like by all means, it's not like, well, like that's a different story. But when you are seeing red flags, there's been missteps, something's feeling off, there's like so much more to why you should say no. So I think it's a little too nuanced and sensitive and colorful to just state out in one sentence. Don't give people a chance. Don't give people there's too many layers to that, in my opinion, to just be cut and dry about how you deal with that.
Yeah, no, and maybe what I was saying wasn't made clear, but if someone comes and says, I have 3 kids from 3 different baby mamas, you say, it was nice knowing you. Bye. That's what I mean. I'm not perfect, so I can't expect somebody else to be perfect. But a part of my journey that is imperfect, if that is something that somebody else isn't going to be able to receive and move forward with, I would hope that they would do the same thing to me. Gracefully say, it was nice to meet you, but we're not a match, and move forward. So the idealism of perfection sitting in front of me and one flaw being there and me walking away isn't the point that I'm making. It's that your big, big, big things, the patterns that you seem to have repeated over and over again, the grace you have given repeatedly over to people, the same thing. That's when you start to just stop it there and say, I'm not doing this to myself anymore. Or to you.
Like, let me off this ride.
And that's more so because that stemmed from was Jaimi saying, maybe we do. And I was like, no, you don't need to, because you've already gone through this same thing again. So you specifically for this, if they say they have 3 kids.
No more multiple baby daddies.
Deuce. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, the grace isn't a blanket statement, but Jaimi, you're right. And Gus, you're right too. Yes. No, I completely hear you. And same thing, Jessica.
Oh, and I completely hear you, Najee, 100%. And that's why you have to be really clear and articulate with it. Like, you brought up a great point so we could have further the conversation. We are all imperfect. We're supposed to be.
Yeah. And like you said, in being clear, Jessica has a point too. You have to be transparent and be direct on what you want, whether it's a relationship, casual dating, F-buddy.
100%.
Like,
100%.
How is that so? I was thinking that today. If you are not ready for a relationship and you don't want to be with somebody, then don't pretend that you do. Don't act like you do. Just say it. If you're not a faithful person, I've never been faithful, just say it. You're going to find a hoe out there who don't care, who is cool with an open relationship or okay with you. But you not being real and hoodwinking good people and tender hearts to be in your corner so you can gain and take. It's just like disgusting.
Yeah, but the other point of that too is like on my Tinder profile, it's very intentional, right? And Tinder is usually for fucking. We all know that, right? But it's very intentional in case that one person actually responds and hears me and I'm actually into him too, right? Like there's actually is that chemistry and we go on a date and it's like, okay, cool. We can keep setting these intentions together moving forward. But there are other times when you're going to read my profile, we're going to match, we're going to go on a date. You're not my person. Doesn't mean I'm not down to possibly fuck though, or have a friendship or whatever that is. But I'm going to know relatively quickly if that's something that is going to actually be lived as my profile says and is what I'm looking for. And if you're that or not, right? You hear what I'm saying? And if we're upfront with that, then we're just being adults. And that's what I do like about this season. People are being upfront for the most part in the beginning of it and being like very opening, making it casual about their conversation, whether it's really just having sex or long term or with each person. You know, they've had comments like, well, I could probably fuck him, but I couldn't be with him. That's real. That's what we as adults, grown people, start to actually move through like.
Yeah, I have to agree. Jessica says people assume too much and live in the gray area nowadays. You're right. And I can't, I've been that person. I can't do it anymore. It's gray gray is a beautiful area. Gray. There's a lot of, there's just some things that shouldn't be left to interpretation. Like, be honest. Gray is not the color for intention. It's
gray is great when it's keeping you in balance.
Correct.
But when it's keeping you from fulfillment, you got to start to color in your box a little.
Black or white. Are we black or are we white?
Or let's fill it with a rainbow and let's, be multifaceted and attract somebody else that wants to be a unicorn too.
Just let me know. So I can let you know if I want to come along for the ride.
Yeah, that's funny because that guy on the date too, he was like, so many people's profiles say they're looking for something, but they're not. And especially in California and LA,
Jeez.
they're not. And then I thought to myself, well, mine says I'm looking for something, but it doesn't mean just because I went on a date with you means that you're that person I'm looking for. I mean, I don't know that
Exactly.
yet, but relatively quickly or not, I'm going to know. And then
Yes.
it's going to move forward accordingly from there. It doesn't mean just because I went on a date with you that I'm supposed to be intentional being with you for the rest of my life. It's a dating process.
I'm so glad you said that, because I've had guys that I've been uninterested in kind of make it seem like, oh, like I'm still single because I'm turning guys down left and right. And I do, but I know I'm turning down what I know I don't want. If I wanted to just be married, I could be married. And it's not about getting some guy. But it's like, just because it's in front of me and I'm saying that this is what I want doesn't mean that automatically I'm gonna walk down the aisle with you because you feel a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really glad that you, like, you know, it's just so much.
My intentions are there. I'm making it obvious for you to see
Absolutely.
that, but it doesn't
Yes.
mean that you're that person. And going back to what Jessica just said too, before I forget, it's also in my notes for later in the episodes. So we might have not this to say.
No,
that's
just
fine.
Talk
But
free.
you know, this advice is something Jaimi knows because my mom gives it. But it's hard to take my mom's advice a lot of the time because in her
I never
life,
forgot when she told me that.
her life of love, there's no fulfillment. You know, and she doesn't move forward to actually be in love and desire love one day. I learned that trait. A man said it to me when I was 28. I hope you let someone love you. And I realized, oh shit, I am being like my mom in that sense. She has that problem. But there is a piece of advice that she gives. And I think I always go back and forth whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I did write down in this episode how it's a good thing. Because when Takia was like to Paul, what are you looking for? What do you want? Or then or it was the other way. But point is, if you tell a man exactly or a woman what you're looking for to be, you'll never know what their motivation is moving forward with you, whether they're going to shift to that image of what you're seeking. You're not going to know if it's why. And if they do, is it authentic? So it's better just to like go through the process of learning each other and through you knowing what you want, checking those things off in your head, and when they say something, be like, oh my God, me too, and finding that commonality with each other.
Yeah, I agree. I remember your mom telling me that, and I've actually been pretty cautious about that. And she told me that, God, we were like kids. It had to be like early 20s or something.
Mm-hmm.
I remember her saying that, and it made perfect sense to me because people are liars. And if you tell somebody exactly what you want, I lie. If you tell me what you want in a job interview, I'm going to repeat what you put in the post.
That's how you get the job. So why wouldn't you?
It is what it is.
Just like
so
relationships.
Let's be real.
That's how you get the P if that's what you're trying to get.
So I get it.
You check off the boxes that are there.
Okay, correct. Yeah. That's why. Yeah, it's probably good advice.
It's finding that balance though, because you still have to be open enough to like to see somebody and let them see you. So
absolutely.
It's as opposed to I took it with a grain of salt when I was younger, and now I take it with a spoon of sugar because I need to make sure that I'm still present in it, but also still cautious of giving somebody fuel for a fire that, you know, to be my twin flame, and they might not be, but try to keep fanning it because of the idealism of what it could be. You know, let's the older we get, the more we realize, let's prove to each other. Let's prove to each other. And I'm not saying with pressure. I'm not saying it's hard, but let's just prove to each other effortlessly that this is real and we have a commonality and we're seeking to do the same things together, right? As opposed to putting it out there and then saying, can you fill the box? Because that's a lot of pressure. And it's also, you can't rely on that being authentic.
That's the thing. You can't rely on it being authentic.
You gotta let somebody be.
Let them be.
And then you say yes or no once you see them.
Correct.
And likewise.
Correct. And that's something that I have gotten good at over the years. I'm going to let you be who you are. I'm not going to chase, beg, control. I was really proud of how I handled that, you know, last couple of times. Like, I'm going to let you be who you are and you're going to show me, and, you know, we can go from there. But I'm not going to be, well, what about, and did you do, and did it? No. I'm not a puppeteer. You can just, this is how you show up. Okay, well.
Yeah.
And I think you can find out, as you were talking, I was thinking like maybe just having situational conversations about life and how things were handled, and you know, people's perspectives and these different things, I believe will conjure up and excavate the type of knowledge you need to understand who you're dealing with. 100%. And then you might get some colors that you didn't ask for, but you love them.
100% that you weren't looking for. And you're like, wow, I did not think that would match with that. That's beautiful. 100%. It leaves you more open to that. The other closes you off.
It keeps you in the box. And we don't even like boxes. We don't even live our professional life in boxes like that. So why are we going to introduce that to dating life? It's too constraining. It don't make no kind of sense. It don't do.
Don't make no kind of sense.
Najee says, Uncle Paul and his friend Chill Bill definitely look like they grew up together. I wonder if he owns a garage. They do. When I saw him, I was like, this is his homie for real. Look at Chill Bill up here.
100%.
They cut up together. I was looking at Chill Bill like, you cut up with him. Yep. You cut up with POJ.
100%. You stand for POJ.
Oh, yeah. Y'all go in. I can see that.
I can only imagine the stories that came from that studio.
Hot mess. Just a couple of kids living their best life. Jessica says, Dakia strikes me as the type of dater to transform into what the man she is dating wants. Oh, she is also playing this show like a game, like a numbers game. You know, I love Dakia. She's hanging on in there too. Because
I think she has to. I think she's a part of the production because there's nobody else. I think she's smart enough to know that there ain't nobody here for her.
The whole internet is saying it. That's another repeated tweet.
Yeah.
Nobody's here for Dakia. Because she's amazing.
She's amazing. We said this in production. Like what else do you say? It's still a show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree with you. And that's kind of it plays into how multifaceted she is because she's able to jump into all these situations and still show up and be likable and lovable, and people start considering her and friends thinking like, oh, she would be good for you. She's that dope. You know what I mean?
She is.
So yeah.
She's really cute. I love her overbite too. I'm really weird like that. I love people's. I just think, I don't know. I'm a teeth and quirky person. And I just think it's so cute. I don't know.
Yeah.
I also, speaking of quirks, they were talking about Carmen. You know how her face is a little crooked, which I like that too. I'm like,
me too.
Her face is a little offset. I just love it. But she was talking about how she used to be in the armed forces and she had like this major surgery and there was an accident and all this. So there's like a story behind why her face sits crooked, which makes it even more cool.
People love to talk so much shit and just be mean. I can't even.
I love it. I love the quirks though. I notice and I'm like, that's kind of cute. I'm that person. Like if you got I don't know. I'm just, anyway.
I can't count how many times I've had literal comments on my stuff be like, it makes me so sad because you were so hot when you were younger and now you're old. And it's like, what? Why do you say stuff like that out loud? Like, I know how to say shit out loud to people, but like, what makes you like, how do you have no awareness of like, just not saying anything if that's what you think or feel? Like, what kind of home were you raised in? Who's your mama? Who's your daddy? What are you going through?
Where's your mama?
Where's your mama? Where's your daddy? Like, that you say stuff like that. And second of all, I look so much better than when I was 25.
That's how I feel.
Way better.
Yeah.
So I don't really care.
Honest.
But like, it's when you mentioned Carmen, people just talking so much shit. It's like, get up. Like when we talk shit, we're talking shit from like a psychological level. Like it's not just to talk shit and be an asshole. We could do that, but we're bigger than that. And I guess there are so many small fucking sheeples in this world.
No, I completely agree. I think it's easy. I think it's low-hanging fruit to comment on somebody's looks and just say something like that. And it's the internet. It's giving people an odd sense of boldness because you would never say anything like that to my face. You just wouldn't. You don't have the balls. And thirdly, most of the people who talk like that have never been in movies, have never been on TV, don't have the guts to do shows like this. Their pictures they're private. their picture is not displayed on the thing. You sitting at home bald-headed eating Cheetos with crumbs in your bed, ain't worked out in months, and you want to talk about it. It makes you do your thing. Like, it's totally okay.
I almost want to do a reply video to all of them and being like, I'm just grateful that I actually was hot at one point. Because I don't think you ever had been, probably.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, and the funny part of it all too is like, I had a modeling career after Bring It On. So it's like, how did I get uglier? And
you're still being called by some of the top people in the industry.
That's okay that you thought I was cuter back then, but to be so facetious and mean because your preference was back then, that's a whole different situation. And what's the point of it? To spread?
Matter.
What's the point of it?
There's none.
And then I think about all my drag queen friends who just get like death threats all the fucking time. Like, people are mean and evil and conniving. It's just, talking back to what we started the show with, this world is a fucking mess, and it shows through social media. And the world is just getting richer and more contrived and controlling because of stupid fucking people existing.
And we need to get a hold on it. Like,
we don't. We just need to keep worrying about ourselves and keep avoiding the bullshit. But yeah,
worrying about ourselves is.
I don't think they ever are. That's what I'm trying to say. And they don't need to.
Yeah.
They don't need to.
The higher we calibrate,
like we are. Okay. Breaking through the matrix.
Right. But that definitely energetically does raise the vibration a little bit. Hopefully something lands for somebody and there are some shifts and changes happen. That's all you can hope for on your own journey, focusing on your own stuff.
That's it.
But yes, Jessica, I agree. She's great on paper and probably is looking for love, but I feel like I don't know who she really is. I was going to say that.
Who?
That's when you were talking. Dakia.
Yes.
I'm not, because she can move around, and I understand the energy, because she can move around and kind of slip in and slip out. She knows what to say, all of these things. I don't know. I haven't gotten, I'm sure when she kicks it with her girls off the camera is Dakia, but I don't have a sense of who she is.
She hasn't had the connection with somebody for us to see herself.
Any colors and
she hasn't had a connection. She did with
Eric was really Dakia's best match on the show. Everyone else feels forced. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. Perfect timing, Najee. Is I think like Eric was the only person where I felt like we did see her a little bit. She talked about her past surviving her cancer, which attributed to her being strong essentially, and like those things Absolutely. Make you. So we saw those parts of her, which is why we actually that's when we fell in love with her. We're like, oh, she's amazing. And this makes sense. Mm-hmm. But for us to know about who she is, she's a smart woman. She wouldn't be giving herself in vain in a situation that doesn't deserve it. That's not actually there. She's not going to energetically waste that on somebody else. For the show, she's going to do what she's doing and just play the part and be likable. But it's hard for us to really see her in these circumstances. Jessica.
Yeah, because it feels like that'd be like casting your pearls amongst swine. Like, I don't know, kind of almost like Laverne was saying in his own way, like there's a trust that
100%.
needs to be built. Like before
100%.
I start giving and, there has to be that. And she hasn't had that. So yes, I agree on that. Well, I mean, dang, we do have a show to like run through. I think that all of this stuff was much more important to address.
Oh my God, we haven't done the show yet?
Well, we kind of dibbled and dabbled, no, but we haven't done the show. There's a lot at stake in here. Let's get into it. Okay, so Chill Bill, POJ, Gigolo. I think you should drop that, PO. We're headed towards 50. We don't need POJ no more.
No one cares.
While you're off camera, nobody cares.
Sorry, I'm loving on little mama. She's so cute.
Oh.
Yeah, nobody cares.
So Dakia and Carmen,
we talked about
Dakia, that. Yeah, we talked about that. We're pretty much done with that. I do like how Chill Bill, his little assessment was Carmen is reflective of his past. Dakia is reflective of the man wants to be headed towards whatever, his future. But, and that makes sense.
But yeah, like, can we like go off show right now and like talk about how like we saw that picture of Carmen and him?
I'm so confused. We saw, and B saw it too, because I DM'd B, like, did you see this? So P.O. and Carmen having their stories, like pictures with them booed up a little bit. Now I know on these shows people become family because if you look at the last cast, they still riding, like they do everything together.
Ain't none of them together, but they're still cool.
Ain't none of them together, which is another thing we need to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm wondering, like, are they really kicking it like that? Was that some behind the scenes thing, and they want to like try to make us think something?
Blah, blah. Yeah.
Like, what is it? Yes. So that was interesting, but whatever. His friend also said that Carmen is no. P.O. said that, and he said it so casually. He was like, Carmen, she's superficial but with a little bit of substance.
Yes.
I was like, dude, you really
he sure did.
Said that.
He sure did.
And he said it so casually. It wasn't even a dig. He was just like, yeah, she's really superficial with everything, but she has a little bit of substance. And
I think that's why it gets on my nerves because he just has no like.
It's like very childlike in the mind.
Yes, it's just like there's no adult filter, right? It's just like there are so many better words that you could have used to describe exactly what you're trying to use when you're your age, when you were 12.
With his big old age. I was just like, the way that came out, I couldn't understand. Jessica, are you spilling some old tea?
What is going on? That is hot.
Have you seen Clifton's recent IG story? No. Netflix and chilling and playing footsie. What, with Joy? Because if it was anybody but Joy, you just spilled hot tea all over.
I'm throwing my phone. I'm throwing my phone if it's anybody but Joy. I'm done. I give up on life.
Because you see in the predictions when it comes time to the little house, Joy was like, and I'm gonna be in his bed. Claim it. Can't wait to see the next episode. I'm gonna be in his bed. Like what you thought?
She sure did. I see two bags on the bed. That's mine.
Yeah. And mine. I picked that room. Absolutely. I love him. We're in love.
As they should be.
The way he has her. The way he has her.
He sure does.
I don't know if that, but she has him too.
Yeah,
I do see the reciprocals because I get worried sometimes when a girl gives out too much because then dudes get cocky.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it's production. I think he has to play the game.
Agreed. And keep Takia in the loop, keep himself in the loop, because if it's too, whatever.
Takia will be friends for sure.
Yeah, and Takia, you could even tell how she talks about it. She'll flirt and do her thing, but she's always like, I know the connection that they have. It doesn't seem like she's like, ooh, and Clifton, and I'm finna. It's like, I'm here. I can hold my own. I'm not jealous. Even Joy said that. She was like, I don't see Takia as being somebody who's like insecure or intimidated by anyone. But hopefully by this meeting, she sees that
100%.
There's something there between him and I, so.
Okay. Sabrina. Let's go to Sabrina.
Well, it was somebody with lighter skin. Okay. So it wasn't Takia. We know that much.
Oh,
I'm going to have to get nosy in the stories.
Oh, my Lord. I don't know if I can't handle the suspense. Can't handle it. I need to know. Oh, okay, good.
Well, you're right about people, so I hope so. I mean, at this point, I'd be like,
can't.
Because they've stopped filming by now. I'd be like, just come be with me.
Does the show, because we only started watching last season, right? Is there anybody from the show that's still together?
Anybody of what season?
Any of the seasons?
I don't think so. I feel like they were talking about one couple that made it, but I think the person that they left the show with was not the person they ended up with. They ended up with somebody else on the show, but they had years relationship. I was watching some chat, and it was a season before I got involved, so I don't remember who it is. I don't know, but I think one couple might have made that. Riva. There you go, Mario and Riva. But Mario didn't leave with Riva, right? He left with somebody else, or we thought there was with somebody else, and then these two hooked up. That's what I got from the combo. But otherwise, no, because.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of someone not going home with anybody, Sabrina. I mean,
she's all over the place. I'm tired. She makes me tired.
Like I'm exhausted. Like she's a female player.
She is. She's a player. She's a player. She's been a player. She's been doing that. She's been doing that since middle school. That's what I just got in my spirit. You've been doing that since middle school.
Like, she ain't never changed. And you a year and a half out of someone that didn't ask for 7 years, and you are actively seeking. I think she's on here for the clout. I think she's trying to gain something with her business or something, because that makes no kind of sense, especially for you to be. I'm sorry. You know, a lot of people think that they can move on so quickly, and you know what? They can possibly. But when I'm seeing these traits being repeated right here in front of me on the television, it's hard for me to ignore it. And it's just healthier to just take time. Take 4 years. Take 3 years. Take some time.
Mm-hmm.
Take some time.
Well, Donovan didn't take no time either. He's down
5 months.
4 months. 3 or 4.
That's why he's crying on the preview for the next episode.
Yeah, they just.
Hey, Mom.
I'm getting Tori vibes. Like, y'all just. I don't have the energy for all that. That's a lot of energy. I don't.
100%.
I really don't have a lot of energy for that.
None.
So yeah, Sabrina. She brought. Let's talk about Tori and Ash. I think they're really homies. They're funny.
Yeah.
And Ace was supposed to come. She didn't call. She didn't.
That's
hit
not
him
very
up.
yoga-like. Not very.
I don't know what was up with that.
We find out later, but like.
He could have known up front, but of course, this is another thing where it seems like production. And then Sabrina acted like she was annoyed that he was calling another woman in front of her. She doesn't really care.
She don't care. And it's like, that's where I see him having a habit of dropping quickly. And I see that to me shows that he's not playing around. And I kind of respect that. Because he gives these strikes and he's like, because the strikes he's giving to me he's right.
Valid.
And if that's why he's like fighting with this whole Sabrina thing and like, she keeps striking, but I'm still feeling this way. Like, I feel like he's moving through his pain and he's healing. And he's another one who I would expect to like have a really healthy relationship after this, I hope.
I think so too. He seems to be the most genuine, one of the most genuine guys on the show. I believe that he's ready for love. I believe this is what he wants. And I believe if anything came up or anything flagged, like I feel like he would sit down and want to work on it, and like he just seems like a good dude. Like I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sabrina with her, I want to take it slow.
Oh, girl.
A year and a half single. So she's like a dude. That's
why are you on the show? Why are you on the show?
Yeah.
Why on the show?
And she said that she wants to. What does she say? She wants to experience dating. So that's what she's there for, and that's what she's doing. She's dating around, but that's not ready for love.
That's not ready to love.
No, you're ready to date.
I get it.
And
they needed a
cute,
pretty young girl, that was entertaining, and she's very natural on camera.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
Casting check mark. But can you start checking people that actually stay together, please? Thanks. So we can have some actual hope for love out there.
I mean, if that's not asking too much, because even I looked at the show, and you know me, I have auditioned for shows like this before. I've been called and almost on shows like this and this and that. But the way this is going, I don't have the energy to put myself out to just be exploited by niggas.
Yeah.
I'm not doing all of that. Bring me viable candidates that match my rarity and my level, where we can actually grow together. None of this BS. Y'all could see it. You're having extensive conversations with these men before they come on. Like,
yeah. Well, to be fair, casting directors aren't therapists, so it's not they need
But maybe they should invite some in, or maybe the process should get a little more intricate.
Well, like Najee keeps telling us, we should be talking about Married at First Sight, because they actually, or is it Married at First Sight? No, it's was it Married at First Sight? Yeah. They actually have like a psychologist and like a matchmaker. Like they have all the keys to like marrying people, and that'd be fun to talk about. But I think we're too late on that season. Maybe the next
I didn't even look. I had such a busy week. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, we're both a little busy right now.
Oh yeah. Sabrina's still playing Mary F. Kill guys. Like, that whole game. I'm tired. 100%. I'm not mad at her dating journey. Do it, but just I don't want to watch. Like,
and stop pretending that you're not doing it. Be real with yourself.
Yeah, girl.
And that's, to me, shows that you're not ready to date even. You need alone time. Be alone.
Yeah.
Be alone. Figure yourself out. Being alone is the hardest thing, because you start to see yourself and your flaws. And if you really want to grow, you have to actually be like, fuck, I have to see this and move forward. But when you keep pushing into other situations, you get to ignore all of that and then blame somebody else.
That was a whole word. People don't understand the value of being by yourself. And to be honest, the next guy I date, I hope he spent some quality time
100%.
alone. Stop
100%.
jumping from woman to woman. It's not the woman. This person, it's not, it's you. I need to know what you got going on. Do you know you? Are you healed? Do you hear yourself? Can you go a day without smoking weed, drinking wine? Do you need to be out all the time? Are you addicted to sex? It's one thing to love sex. It's another that you have to have it, that you'll just smash anything and you don't care who you. Relax. Be a grown man about your body, your soul, your energy, your food, your habits, it matters, because that's what's going to be required to be the man of my household.
Okay.
And that's what I require of myself.
Okay.
I'm not asking for nothing. I ain't out here living, boo. Get it together.
Yeah. I mean, Accurate.com.
So this little finisher was Sabrina and Demetrius, because we did, the Ace didn't show. We did Tori and Sabrina. Sabrina with her, everybody's a top choice. Okay. The issue with the submission. Not Kenny. I don't remember Demetrius's friend's name, but he was quick to say, and I think this is the second time we're hearing Demetrius wants a submissive woman. And I can see how Sabrina's like, nah, that ain't gonna be a match.
But how did you not see that, Sabrina? And this is your number one choice, Sabrina. Oh, because you haven't spent time alone. Oh.
Well, I definitely think, yeah. I mean, he came with that energy at the gate. First of all, Demetrius, just that alpha. Well, I don't even want to call him alpha. I don't even want to give it any titles. But this word submission, this is one that makes a lot of my girlfriends cringe. I honestly love it. And I don't know if it's because, again, being a nuanced thinker, because Sabrina was like, I'm independent. I do all of this and I do all of that. And okay, well, boo, if you're independent, why are you not by yourself?
Why are you out of a 7-year relationship after a year and a half?
And you're still, so all of this independent woman stuff is cool, but it's like, I think of it like this, right? All of us have at some point worked for a company. The CEO comes in, we have meetings, we talk about how it's going on the floor, what input everybody has, what's going on today. But at the end of the day, it's his company. I'm going to go with the program. I'm going to give my input. I don't understand what's wrong with that. If you want to be in a relationship, how are you going to say, I'm ready for love, but then I don't know, I'm independent. I do my own thing. I've always done my own thing. Well, then you need to be by yourself.
Well, yeah, yes and no, because I think you can still be in love and still hold the space of being an independent human being.
But who's saying submission means that you can't be an independent human? Just like when you go to, the job analogy, it's like you signed up for a plan. This plan shifts, this plan changes, and this plan is contingent upon who you are, how you show up, your opinions, your individual, like you matter. It doesn't mean you just sit there like,
yeah,
with no brain.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, but
because a man's gonna find that hard to deal with.
Yeah, but don't you think Dante really just means that he wants to tell people how to fucking be?
Oh, but there's the fine line. It's like, always going to be the fine line. He's not stable enough to be the leader of my household.
I think what he needs, he needs to miss him. He needs to be like, I'm right, you're wrong, do what I say. That's the energy I get from him. That's
the energy he's giving, correct. So I'm not even going to hold you on that. But this goes back to the nuances to, yes, give people grace, but give the right people grace. Yeah. Yes, be a team player, but be on the right team. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
not a whole lot of
Lord have mercy. It's a deal breaker. It's like one wants to babe children and the other person doesn't. Got to be on the same page, and they ain't.
100%.
Really simple.
That's
and I'm glad she said that.
Yeah.
I'm glad she said that, because it's not going to work.
I mean, speaking up for myself for a second.
Yeah.
I think, like, I'm even at the space now, like, maybe in my dating thing, like, one of the first questions I need to ask, be like, so when's the last time you're in a relationship? And if they say anything less than 3, if I think they're cute, maybe 2 years. Like if they don't come back and be like, I've been single for about 3 years. I've been just really working on myself. When they do that, I'll be like, I love that. That's amazing. Good for you. What did you learn about yourself? You know
now
what
we
I mean?
have a chance. Yeah.
Yes, but if you're like, oh, like 5 months ago, oh, like a year and a half ago, or like a year, I'm gonna be like, okay, great. Oh shit, my cat's throwing up in my car. I put her in the car just in case I didn't like you, and I got to go take care of her.
Oh yeah, the cat you don't have, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like those. I think that's really important. I'm sorry, like
it's really important. And I'm
like,
yeah. I agree with you. It's
you ain't taking no time
really
for yourself.
important.
We're never gonna get each other because
you don't know yourself. You're choosing me. I've noticed that with guys. A lot of these guys that I feel like I've dealt with, when I look in retrospect, you think I'm an ideal of what you should choose. Also, you're not really, do you really like me? Do you know me? Can you hear me? Do you see me? Like, you just, too many times I've seen it, like, especially in New York. It's like, oh, the new fun, happy, skinny, pretty girl from California. It's like, I see what you know what I'm saying? It's like, because, anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's really important. I think that these guys cannot properly choose the women they want in their life because they're not being honest with themselves and they don't even know who they are. They're still trying to fit a construct.
Ding, 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 ding. The winner goes to.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's not you. Wait, there. Oh.
Trying to fit an ideal of things and fit it in this little and it just doesn't work. So I really hope we can grow and change from some of this stuff because it's creating a sad situation.
Disclaimer. Everyone on this show, we applaud you. We are courageous. You're courageous enough to even be on the show and let us watch you. And we judge you. And we're just doing it because we're learning and growing ourselves. So thank you for being you. Disclaimer, don't hate us because we all love you. No, I actually don't love all of you. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like,
copyright 2022. Let's talk about Kenny and Clifton. We already talked about it a little bit. I thought that was a great date. Love how Joy and Takia don't need to be catty. Joy loves him. She can handle all of him. She was telling Kenny, like, Joy is just all in. And Takia's having fun.
Yeah, it's really obvious. Like we talk about, speaking of the disclaimer that I just said, we usually also say thank you for putting yourself on the line and doing this show so that we can watch. And we can only imagine how emotionally draining and hard as fuck this must be. And then she says something like that, right? It's this process must be so difficult, not knowing where they are and like who they're with. And then like also production just trying to throw curveballs at you for fun. And it's like, oh, like bless these people's hearts and souls.
I couldn't do it. The way I'm seeing Joy's energy, I'm not good at that. I don't want to see a man don't get up and feed him no olives. Sit down. I can't.
I would literally snatch her ass when she starts to stand up and sit her back down and be like,
don't you eat that out. Like, you're going to make the crazy come out. I can't. I'm not really good at sharing. So this is just not a good breeding ground for me. I like you. You like me. What's she doing here? Now you're going to have me, hey girl, but like,
and that's the hard part with this because
that's so hard.
Well, I think too, it's because you don't know if it's genuine or if it's production. Like in real life, it's hard, right? But this, you don't know if he really established this connection with somebody else or if production just like, we need you to go there and pretend something's going on. That's a mind fuck. That's emotionally exhaustisha. Sleeps a lot, can't get up ever again. Marica. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know.
It's a lot.
Oh my God.
I almost need 30 seconds to just like clear my energy from the possibility of how much that could be.
Actually, speaking of taking her, sitting her ass down by her weave, not that it could be a weave or not, but that's what the visual I had in my head. When he said, when Joy left and Clifton had the audacity to be a little slutty whore, which I loved, and was like, can I taste your, what the shell looked like, what they said, a vagina pussy?
Yeah.
And she was like, absolutely. But then Eric just got sent home because he was being too much. I'm so confused.
And there is some confusion. We didn't get to talk about this.
I'm so confused, Alicia.
Because Sabrina spilled some tea.
Sabrina?
1.0. You have to read between the... Yeah.
What happened?
Okay, so for really quick, yes, Jessica, You have to read between the lines in the interviews. He always says Joy is my strongest connection. And that's why I don't have a problem with Joy being in love with him or just
100%.
being clear about it. Because I'd be nervous if it wasn't reciprocated.
Yeah. And
but it is. He's doing what he
when we get
to
the date too, and it's some people and look, hey, I don't whatever. I'm just gonna say it, but like some people are just made for each other. And Joy
Day one
could easily and healthily love him being at 100 all day, every day. You can tell she, you know, they talk about their, we'll get to that, but it's just some people just, that's probably why she's so in love, because she sees and knows that. She's like, I love you at 100. I don't want anything less than that. And you won't ever be anything less than that. So like, boom, boom, boom. Sorry, I don't want the dog to eat my little bottle cap that I dropped. I'm back. Yeah. Anywho.
No, I agree. I love it. And yeah, I really love that energy too, because I definitely feel that if I had ever been interested in someone or gave them my time, it's like, nah, like, what that's you talking about? I want that. I like that. I'm enjoying this. Like, I'm here for this, or else I wouldn't be here. You know, all of who you are. I see you. I want it. Like, and
him and Takia feel fun, lusty, and flirty. Like, that's all it feels like, which is cute, but it's
So I didn't look at any of the text messages, and this is not to stir the pot too much, because I definitely, my disclaimer, I want to honor women. Whatever it was that Eric did was too much for Takia. It is what it is. So I'm not going to nothing with that. It is what it is. You have a right. It's her body, her voice, her whatever, however it happened, because we don't know the details.
Absolutely.
But there were some text messages that came out in the group chat and all this and that. But I guess what had happened is it was like Eric didn't find out that he offended her until days later, because there might have been some going around. And then he had to circle back and be like, hey, I heard that I offended you. Like, that wasn't the thing. So when I first heard about the story, in my mind, I thought it was oh my God, I can't believe you just did that. We're done. But it turns out that there was this long period of silence, and it wasn't an issue until it was an issue. And he was the one that brought it to her. So I don't know. So again, there's just so much that we don't know about what's going on.
Yeah, that doesn't add up for me.
No, there's something.
That's
I don't
a
know.
lot. That's a really large reaction for something so casual sounding.
I don't know what to say.
I don't either, because I
didn't look at the
speak
text
on anything that I don't know.
Yes,
but that I just know that if that were the case and that it was this days and no one talked about it, and then for it to be as dramatic as we saw, that doesn't really add up. So
I didn't look at the tea on the text messages, because apparently they're all in a group thread, but that's just something that came up, and it seemed to disturb some of the other people in the panel that I was on, kind of like, but it is one of those sensitive things that, you know, we weren't there, but it's also kind of like, what the fuck? So there's some
and
things.
You know what? His friend too. What was Clifton's friend's name?
Kenny. He looked like he got a friend named Kenny. Somebody said that on Twitter.
100%. He looks like Clifton and Kenny, besties.
Yeah, Clifton and Kenny there.
He's 100% right when he said that Takia wouldn't be able to handle him at 100
no,
all the time.
She ain't trying to hear that. I'm at my dance recital for my thing, like,
and there's bougie Clifton's people
back
here
there drinking Hennessy and
and being loud,
sweating, eating, laughing, being ridiculous.
That's Joy's lifestyle. Oh, they're so delicious.
I love it.
Speaking of, Joy is made for that was my next thing. But what are we talking about? Oh,
they are being their authentic self with each other.
Yes, that's what I have. And then I actually supposed to skip because that was something else. But next we go to Phil as the guest. And
before we do that, really quick. Jessica said behind the scenes, I guess it was told to Takia by Eric that Carmen was now his number one the day that this happened. Yeah, so there's just there's a lot up in there. So thank you for sharing that. Just a little tea spillage. I don't know what's really going on.
Once again, I don't know anything, but I'm going to say
anything.
Something that instinctively is going off of me, and I could be completely wrong, disclaimer. But it did feel more like it was coming from a butthurt place. Like something was telling me like she was just protecting herself and hurt and maybe felt the karma situation. And she was just trying to avoid the collision alert. Like, she was driving her car and the automatic sensor went off and it like jolted her. And she was like, okay, then I'm getting out of the car. I'm never driving again. It was, that's kind of what it felt like from the jump. But I don't know what happened. So, there could be a lawsuit and sexual harassment may have happened, whatever. Right. But just from the little pieces that I have witnessed, there was something, and who am I to say anything? But thank you, B. Stop it. Keep going. Tell me more.
Hypotheses. But
Donovan
and Phil, yes, they look like besties. Like I could
100%.
Y'all be running through the city.
Messy, having a good time. I love it because Donovan was like, and he found his person. No, he didn't. They ain't together.
They're not. So why do they say that? And I don't like that. Because Phil's out here blocking blessings.
100%.
Why are you gonna tell people you got somebody when you don't got somebody? Because guess what? I go on Sydney's live a few days ago and she's very clear. It ain't no thing. None. Damn. She's like, I wish people would stop asking me. You getting this?
But like they did that though from like the jump since the reunion, pretending they were together and they weren't, right? Like just for clout, I guess, or like what is that?
Yeah, I've been hearing that it was more of an agreement. They were never together, and I don't know because I wasn't
for show
there,
purposes and production, or for their own lives personally. Do we know?
I mean, I heard that with Sydney, it was more for like her. I mean, obviously, if you're going to be on a platform, milk it. Like, and she has a lot of business going on, so
yeah.
The only thing I know for sure, because she said it, is they're not together now. How everything unfolded and where their lives were, when I'm really not sure, but it's something that a lot of people weren't buying out the gate, and I just think it's a little unnecessary. But whatever. Phil made an appearance. I see that he did look good. I'm gonna give him that. Like he looked good.
Can Phil just hit on you already? He's so cute. You're so cute. Like I would love to you guys go on a date. Is that too much?
Yeah, but would I like him?
I don't know. That's why I want you to go on a date.
His lineup was looking nice. He put it together.
I just want you guys to go on a date so you can figure it out. Like I just think that'd be a good person for you to go on a date with because you don't go on dates. So that would be a good one for you.
You put me on blast. I don't go on dates. But enough about me. Yeah. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so going on. Oh, that they were there. And Sabrina's on another date. Have someone else feeling like she's the one. Player. Play on, play it. Play on, play it. No diggity, no doubt. I remember the verse right now. I would do it, but I don't remember it, so I can't.
It's going down. Face of Black Street with Tony.
Okay, MC Light, go off.
Shawty getting down.
No, the second verse where he's reading it. Yeah, play on, play it.
She's got class and style. Street knowledge vibe.
That's what I was looking for. Baby never act wild. Very low key on the profile. Catching
Catching feelings is a no. Let me tell you how it goes. Verbs the word, spins the verb. Lovers, it comes so freak what you heard. Oh! And she gonna do that because she already said she wanna.
She's already doing all that.
She's already doing all of that.
She's walking in with all that shit.
Yeah, saying all the right things. Phil caught on to that. He said it's a little bit contrived. And
a little.
I do get that. Right. Tina's over it. I don't even know why Tina's still on the show. She's over it. She's tired. Like Tina just shows up every day. I get it. I completely understand. Yes.
She's let down. She's disappointed. Why waste my time? She has a kid.
Hello?
She's a 2-year-old kid.
She's a grown woman with a child. Like I can't with y'all.
She's crazy, which we found out, which I don't care. That's fine. We're all crazy. Someone's going to love her crazy. But she's fucking gorgeous. She's going to be just fine. Her purse isn't there.
It's really simple.
No diggity, Jessica.
No
doubt. Play on, play it, Sabrina.
Yeah, play on, play it.
So
yeah, and then Donovan, I do like how he was clear about he has 2 kids, but he's willing to do more family. Sometimes I get nervous with that, but the fact that he said he was willing to do more, I get. Because I listen to people's wording. He was like, I mean, I already have 2 kids, but
that makes me support the butt.
That's what I'm saying. That makes me nervous.
And that's why I know he doesn't know himself. That's how you know someone's been out of it in 5 months. He wasn't. He's not. He's still. He's shifting himself to appease somebody
to
else's
somebody else's
needs.
frame.
That's what happens
Hold
when you
your
don't spend time
frame.
alone. Because someone else is
He
going to
gave
be on
me
your same
iffy.
page when you're being authentic.
But what page is that, Donovan?
But you don't know what page you're on in your chapter, do you, Donovan? You're still operating from 4 pages back of your hurt and trying to get approval from somebody because you want to feel for them.
Oh, if she wants a kid, I guess I could. Do you want a woman do you want to start a family? Yes or no?
No, because when he said, I'm good with my 2 kids, that felt authentic as fuck.
It did. He was like, I already have kids.
And then that buck came in to try to ship for somebody. That's going to be a problem because then you're going to hold that against this person when you have kids together for the rest of your life. You're going to have this resentment that you didn't act accordingly. Why didn't you act accordingly authentically? Because you didn't take time to be alone.
Guys, let's get it together. And if I say, like, yeah, please, because as a single woman who actually wants to have kids and a family with somebody, and to be honest, I've always dated men with kids. It would be nice to kind of meet a man who doesn't have children so I can see what it's like to not have a baby mama in the picture for once. I know I have bonus mom written on my forehead, but it would be nice to just, I got tattoo removal. I tried to erase it. I'm trying to get rid of it.
You can only see it in certain light.
Yeah, exactly. But it would be really nice to meet him and then just do that because it does feel sometimes a lot of these guys who just have kids and they were married already. They did all that. Like, you're not giving me like, I want a family.
No, because then someone like you's going to come along. That's a fucking amazing. And then they're going to be like, well, for you, I will, but they really don't want it. So do what's right for you so that you can do what's right for yourselves accordingly. So you can be harmonious and be in a partnership.
That's exactly why I was saying the guys that don't wait, that try to date me, I'm good and ideal for you.
Yep.
I don't have kids. I don't date a lot. I do the cooking. I'm a woman. And there's all pretty. And you've been on like you're looking at that package.
Well, everyone already thinks you're boot up and you're a wife because of all that stuff. 100%. Yeah.
But I'm not your wife unless I'm your wife. Like, get it together. That's why it's like, I feel like he'll know me when he sees me because you were looking for me.
And that's not too much to ask. Not at our age.
No.
And that, what the type of people we're fucking with, they're going to have that awareness and that wherewithal and discernment that they've cultivated and sharpened as a tool intentionally.
That is so sexy. You think I'm sorry. You think I'm not going to submit to a man like that? I am. Doesn't mean I'm going to lose who I am. What are we doing? Yes, please. I ain't trying to run this whole show. What are we doing? Huh? Okay. Because I trust you to make decisions. I would love to be in a relationship with someone I can trust to make decisions. Magical.
Yeah, but you're a good decision maker too, so it's hard for me to think that that's what you would consistently be.
But I would never lose myself. I can trust somebody like that. My equal.
Yeah, but you have an opinion though. If they're gonna say it's all, you're gonna want to do certain things. So I couldn't see you as a.
But that's not going to be.
Is what I'm trying to say.
But I don't believe that is fully lost.
Right.
I'm talking about the trust to let somebody lead. To let somebody. I don't want to be the CEO of the company.
Yeah, but you've been you've been in contact with men who have wanted you to lead and expected you to lead and pretended that they were leaders, but really looking for somebody just to tell them what to do. And that doesn't work for you.
No. And what people fail to realize is I was raised by my daddy. So I think part of that is kind of ingrained. I still call my dad. I still look to my, it's just a thing. Like what are we doing? Like, I want help, assistance, and guidance from somebody that I can trust. A man
that you trust. Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm going to sit silent. So I won't. In your
conversations of like being on a date with somebody, like something you would do without telling them who you are, what you need or want, and letting them see if they have the actual tools, capacity to even like bring you into theirs, would be being like, I have a great relationship. I was raised by my dad with my mom. My dad raised me. I have a great relationship with him. I still talk to him. He gives me advice. I really honor what he has to say. Then that man that's going to hopefully have a higher level of consciousness sitting across from you is going to take note and be like, great. She da. You know what I mean? But you're not being like, I need to be submissive because then he's gonna be like, okay, and he's gonna
No, yeah, because that doesn't give you the
like
context
Mystique
of
shape-shifting into some shit that doesn't even work for you.
Yeah, no, because that context, that's what I'm saying. When we say certain words and getting so pigeonholed in things, we really miss the totality of it. So I like that. And I had that realization the other day. Like, I'm gonna, that's great advice. It's my dad. Like, it's not about, of course I
one
have
of your
my
best
own
friends is a man that you talk to every day on the phone.
And you've given me great advice and guidance and awareness on things. Like, who does, like, yes, I want that. Like,
yeah, you want that partner to be in your home. Not that you can't
somebody
still
that I
have
can
the men to go
trust.
to, but just someone that's something that works for you. And you
Yes.
ain't got to tell him that. He needs to figure that shit out himself by your conversation.
Just be that, because it's who you are, sir.
Yes, 100%. Jessica, she didn't even show up for PO. Can we talk about how Tina was over it? 100%.
Tina's literally sleeping right now. She's asleep.
Like, soundfully, hopefully, her baby isn't waking her up. Like, she deserves some sleep.
She deserves some rest.
She's a 2-year-old.
Out here messing with y'all.
Like, come on.
Sitting across from Donovan talking about what?
And I love that she didn't show up for PO, because that shit was so fake anyway. And he is just, I think hopefully she's smart enough to realize, like, he just wants her because she's hot and young. There was nothing there. PO was just trying to smash and get that. And maybe he did. And that's why she was like, bye. But I'm not saying that they did. I'm saying, like, right? Like, PO was obsessed with her because she's hot and young.
Yeah, and she was feeling him. She gave him energy. He's
so fucking surface, that man.
But guys like that eat that energy for their ego. It feeds them.
And 100%, that's what keeps him going.
Yes.
That's why none of these women here are going to match with him.
No.
He needs but there's Carmen. And you know what? Maybe Carmen isn't doing the same. Maybe Carmen is actually doing something different.
Such as? With him?
Yeah.
The way she shows up?
Yeah, with what he's attracting. Maybe she's the different that he needs, because she's not going to show up like some little girl and be like, I'm so lost and tell me. She's going to smack his ass into shape and be like
you think you're a hustler, but let's take this up a couple notches. 100%. And that's fine.
Because he is the more submissive one, I think, truly in a relationship. I think he likes to go for these younger girls to feel like he's in charge. But I think in a working relationship with him, he needs someone like Carmen, who's a woman's really in charge. But he doesn't want to admit that.
Do you know how many of these guys are out there? Oh, I'm busy. I do this, and I'm. Yeah, and then I come in and I be like, well, all right, and I'm just being me, and you're like, no. I need you to be the full man. But a lot of these guys are and don't get me wrong, there's such a beautiful thing when it comes to coupling, because you inspire each other. I hope that the things that I know that the things that I've been through and the way I moved and who I've been is going to undergird and be a sprinkle of glitter, life and flavor on whatever my husband has going on because of that. But to lean on, you're right, that might work. Carmen might be able to take it because she's boss, and he really needs that because he thinks he's boss, but he needs a little lean in.
You need someone to actually be like, you're fronting, that's stupid. Yeah,
your friend, that's stupid.
P.O. needs that for sure. That's probably why he gets on my nerves so much.
Yeah, he just needs, it's that mommy thing. I don't know what that is. Yeah, you're right, Jessica, with Tina. She's over it because her ex says she cut people off like that. She is. You're right. Yeah, right. He was right. She's like, I'm out.
But she has every right. Like, and they didn't need to do anything to her to cut them off. Like, there's just nothing there. Like,
there's nothing there.
But that goes to, they still kept her at the end, though. Of course they did, because Ace, which we haven't gotten to yet, she tapped out. So of course they need to keep her the numbers. But I'm interested to see how Tina shows up next week because of all of this, like,
how does she find her place? Where's her energy resting?
I mean, because if I were her, I would come and just fuck it all up for fun.
But people was on the phone like, is Tina here? Where's Tina? Is she coming down? Is she? You know what I'm saying?
She ain't going. I ain't doing no. Why they trying to make it look like Donnie was calling Tina crying? He was calling his mama because Sabrina was like, I don't like you.
She smashed Demetrius and then figured out that she didn't want that either.
100%.
Eek. Okay, so so we don't know why. The night before.
Yeah, the prediction is that Sabrina smashes with Demetrius, and then he's butthurt the second day, so he's crying.
Side note, I also heard that a
Whoa.
lot of these folks is just
Smashing
on the regular.
I'm surprised we're not hearing about babies because they're all straight.
Too. I'm surprised too. So I just heard there's been a lot of smashing going on.
It makes
and I'm not being specific about seasons or people. I'm just saying.
It should be called Ready to Smash. Smash Brothers.
Ready to Smash. Do you know how many guys will come out of the woodworks? Oh Smashing. My God. That would be like Freak Nick Potomac.
Clash of the Smash.
Golly.
Freak Nick Potomac.
Jessica says Ace bowed out when she didn't have a connection anymore. I give her props. So many stay and just fake it until after the reunion. And I agree. I like that she bowed out because last week I was confused. I'm like, well, Laverne's gone.
Yeah. Are we there yet? No, we're not there. We got to.
The only person we didn't really talk about
Takia and P.O.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get that. Jessica has something to say about that actually too. So that's why I just want to make sure I don't go mess up.
You can say it if you want. Like it's okay.
I forgot.
We can come back to them. We can come back to P.O. Yeah. So yeah, P.O. and Takia. Yeah. This just kind of goes to what you said too, Jessica. She's kind of just playing the numbers game, staying in the show. Because I mean,
the fire is lacking with him. She was accurate. Takia, you were completely accurate, and that's when I said you shouldn't ask a man because he'll become that. You won't see his authentic self. But
yeah, she asked him what type of woman he wants, and to me, when he's asked questions, I feel like he struggles saying it. He's another one of those guys, and I'm so tired of it, and I want guys to stop doing it. You're just saying what you heard somebody else say. You're repeating a meme, something your homeboy said. It's none of it is authentic.
One more time.
None of it is
authentic. There's no substance. There's nothing there.
Oh, simple and interesting and peaceful. And like, this is so... Did you read that off the back of the box?
That pissed me off so much because that's what I said about that. I was like... I said, bring out the positive. What's that? Avoidance much? Like, he's always using some excuse to justify him being so closed off and trying to be in control so he doesn't get the same thing. 5'3", so she won't steal the covers? Stupid. Like, what kind of justification is that for you trying to just get your little pretty young thing still? Your excuse to, like, not actually be ready for love on a mature level. Like, you are making all the excuses possible. And these girls, like, and I'm like, Carmen fell for that shit? Unless she pulled him up. You know? Like,
I don't really know. I'm going to leave a ... on the Carmen P.O. situation because I can't tell.
And Takia ain't feeling his boring ass.
No.
And at the end when she was like,
not being real.
She ain't feeling that shit.
I cannot.
There's no depth. He is one-dimensional. She's like, I thought he was one-dimensional. He's not. He is one-dimensional. Come on.
Yeah,
there's no umph.
He paints, and I do think that that's cool. I know it's very cool.
But that's what he used. But that's what he used when she was like, tell me about something that we don't know about you. I paint.
I mean, it's something.
This is Ready to Love.
Well, maybe we can paint together. I mean, it's a little tidbit.
It's so small and minute, and he doesn't give anything. He gives nothing.
It's a tidbit.
I like to paint. The fuck does that mean?
Oh my God.
What kind of painting? He didn't even tell us anything about the painting. Like, no style, what inspiration, who's inspired him, why he started. He just said, I like to paint.
But wasn't he the one going in on Tiffany talking about, oh, well, if you were at a poetry night, what would the name of your poetry night be? And you blamed her for being boring and not answering your stupid questions, and you shared nothing.
Mirrors. Just mirrors.
Isn't that insane?
Seen mirrors this whole episode because even Sabrina, just like everything she's saying is what she's doing still. It's like mirror, mirror on the wall. Like, what the fuck is going on?
This is why I can't. This is a lot.
He triggers me every time, P.O. He really gets on my nerves.
Yeah. I'll be trying to give him something, but Gus, he paints. You just stopped being friends with me right there. Like, you could, because that's...
How do I get this turn this shit off? Okay, Tori and Ace take 2. That's what I want to talk about because I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
And, can we just talk about how that smile thing that Ace is talking about? I'm sorry, that shit's fake.
How she's always like,
oh, I'm smiling just to bring the positivity and energy. That's just fake.
Yeah.
There's no substance there. That's fake.
I
That's you trying to excuse that fake shit, Ace. That's fake.
And it's okay to like be in a mood or have a bad day or not be. It's like there's colors. I can't give
that means that there is so much shit underneath there.
That's what I thought in my spirit.
It scares me. Like what you really are fucking scares me. That's some serial killer shit.
That's exactly what I felt. I was like, girl, you just exposed that there is so much running underneath that I don't know what to do with you anymore.
Yoga is not going to take care of that.
I didn't want to say it because I think she's a beautiful and amazing woman. But
she's gorgeous.
Being a human with issues and feelings does not make you a bad person.
It's great. It's actually, but look, here's the thing, and that's why I can get so rowdy and pissed off about it. One, because I probably was like PO, that's why I hate him so much, because I was like that feels like an old version of me somewhere, some way. And 2, because Ace, I've been there. I was like, love and light, everything's beautiful. I do yoga. I'm smiling, everything's fine.
Because you think that's what people want to deal with, like when guys are running around.
But you're not dealing with your own shit then.
Exactly,
you're not actually growing.
Impossible.
You're not putting into the philosophy of what yogis actually are supposed to do, to dig deep, to find the dark waters, swim in the mud. Swim in the mud. Yes, I mean swim in the mud.
Mm-hmm.
And come out of it. But you have to be, that has to embody you. That's what yogis really are. Then they get to that place of where they're just like,
nobody wants to be ugly.
Everything's good. Everything's good. But they're just like this though. They're just like, everything's fine. Everything's good. They're not like, everything's fine. Everything's good. That's cult leader, psychotic serial killer shit, Ace.
Let it go, boo-boo. You ain't got to do all that. I understand that energy because people that are not real are intimidated and disturbed by things that make them uncomfortable, or like Laverne, for example, people being themselves.
I'm just trying to send positive energy. I'm just trying to make sure I'm good. You know, I like to start off with a smile. Like, what the fuck? If I saw that shit, I would literally be like,
that didn't sit well with me either. I felt some kind of way, and I didn't want to say. I was like,
and it's kind of like you're not taking accountability for your actions.
You're just for yours. Yeah,
you're trying to like make it okay, but then she ended up telling us she tapped the fuck out, which I think that was the best move to do, and that does show that she does embody the yogi spirit in some sense, because she's not going to move through this because it doesn't, it doesn't fit her thing. And I did like that she brought up Laverne though.
I did too, because I was wondering last episode, like, not really why didn't she like ride for him, but like, they kicked her boo off. So I love how she followed up with this, because it just makes sense. There was nobody here that she was really connected with, and I love how she faced Tori like, yeah, but we homies. Like, let's just be real. I see the way you look at Sabrina, and I see you all like, 100%. And I'm all for that. Like, let's not be fake.
So after I talked to my shit, then I wanted to get to the place where I was like applauding her and just thinking she was handling it so gracefully and so intelligently and so spiritually well and calm and like present. And the tool of discernment that she has been sharpening was very evident in those moments. But I had to go off on her first because that's how I initially felt,
Yeah. And it's all of those things. Aren't we all of those things? Like,
yes.
It's everything. It's always everything. Like,
we are. And, so I'll say it again because I put it in my notes, because Tori was just like, I mean, she had to come in here looking all beautiful stuff. Yeah, it's impossible for her not to. She's fucking stunning.
She's pretty.
So pretty. It's scary.
So pretty.
It's almost as scary as her fake smile, how beautiful she is.
Right.
Like, it's intense. And that's when I put underneath all that piece is chaos that is ready to erupt, and it kind of scares me. That was my last note. But we already talked about that. Jessica, I hear she's dating Ty from last season now, allegedly. Jessica with the fucking tea that is burning my lips and tongue. Well,
Because
which
she
one
came
is?
from Sabrina's page, so I know they be spilling.
Wait, which one is?
Sabrina's page?
They sure do.
Tyrone.
Is that who Tyrone was talking about?
I told you he was talking about somebody. I kind of wouldn't be mad at that. They look like they match. I just don't. I kind of wouldn't be mad at that.
He's really attracted to the. She's a Shiloh type. Very like, I'm in tune, and he's just like chaos under the surface, just like, save me, someone save me. Like that's what Tyrone is like. Just save me, somebody save me. I'm got it together, but I need a woman that's gonna save me. Like, right?
Jeez, God, you got the tone, his tone and
like,
vibe.
It's that for sure. I can't see that lasting though. What do I know? I'm not trying to curse nobody either. I'm not trying to curse nobody. I'm just this is what we talk about. We talk about our feelings and opinions on it.
I think he likes her because okay, sorry.
But I couldn't see it lasting long term. But I don't know much. So I don't know. I don't doubt he likes her. He's probably obsessed with her and wants to marry her like he did with Shiloh on the first date. I don't doubt that for 1 second.
I was like, Tyrone, did you really know Shiloh? Wife, you talking forever, ring? Like,
what'd he say?
He didn't really answer. He didn't really. There was 5 people on the panel, so it was kind of hard to like get in there. But I was just because I'm curious. You know what I'm saying?
I think Joy would.
How did you get there?
Ace would get bored with him. There's not enough there. I don't see it. I could be completely wrong. Like I'm no seer, for God's sakes. But I hope that. I hope the best for both of them. That if that's together, beautiful.
Done and done.
I'm ready for this reunion already. I'm over this fucking season. I just want to know what happened because I'm so bored with this shit.
Right. And you said Ty strikes me like Tori, though, all in.
Yeah. But Tori seems to have a little more
grounding. He's a little more weight.
He's like Tori, I think, is really ready for love. I genuinely think he is. I could be wrong, but he seems to me like he's really ready for love.
He's a nice guy, yeah.
I don't know about the other one though. I don't.
I can't see Tyrone. Just when I think I might have an idea of who he might be, I get something else in my spirit. So I just, and it's not bad. It's not. I don't know the man, but I can't see him.
I feel like Tyrone really knows himself as well as Tori knows himself. But that's just what I gather from it. I think Tyrone he has an ideology of himself, but I don't know. I think there are parts of him that haven't been uncovered yet that I think will be really fundamental in the way that he moves long term. And I think this process of what he does with Sabrina on this thing and talking about it is going to benefit him in that. And you know what? Somebody like Joy would probably be helpful with that as well. So more power to that. Ace. I always call her Joy because she's just Joy.
I want to call her Ava because she looks like that's her name. I like how Tori calls her AC. That's cute. He's sweet.
That is cute.
We're going to get Tori on the show.
For sure.
Tori will talk to us.
I can't wait to talk to him. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a lot of
Jessica bringing in all the tea.
Bringing the tea.
Go off.
Hey.
I'm burning my mouth everywhere. I have canker sores because it is so burnt. But it's worth the pain because I like it. I like it scorching hot. Okay, let's go to the Death Lounge, shall we? Yeah.
Deliberations.
I just love that everyone's so perfect with Sabrina, supposedly. Oh, she's perfect. We're perfect together.
Do you know how typical it just? I don't want to. No, I'm not going to go there. It's just so typical.
I can't. I'm done being. Oh, I'm gonna keep it short, like you two like. We're almost been 2 hours. We've been going off. Okay, hold up.
Well, we had to talk about Aisha for like an hour.
We sure did.
Because Dante and just stressed us out. So outside in Demetrius. Okay, outside in Demetrius. Demetrius' friend said it's a no-brainer. Clifton was comfy with both women. No, Demetrius is not feeling Dakia.
Excuse me.
What else we got here?
I liked what the always intelligent and thoughtful Tommy said when he asked Paul, who can handle Paul and who can handle POG?
That was the right question.
I fucked that up, so we're not.
No, but you didn't really, because Gigolo was spelled with a G, so that was the whole thing. You got it grammatically correct.
Spirit coming through me.
I mean, I'm so glad he asked.
Yeah, no, because I think that's
It's time to get there. Why are we still talking about two different? Like, what are we doing? Your childhood nickname.
You're 60 years old and you're still trying to live into all like my stage name.
Let
that shit go, bro.
Just stuck.
You don't need a stage name anymore. Stop. You too old for a fucking stage name and an identity. No.
I'm so tired.
That just makes me feel like Carmen might be good for him because she's going to be the first person to say, I see Paul and I like that. And I also understand P.O., J, and I appreciated that. So I can handle all that. But like she said in her date, I know this is Paul. We're doing Paul. We're not doing POJ.
And I like that because I'm kind of that way too. When I meet dudes and they talk about my name is some kind of wild thing. What did your mother name you, sir?
Bye.
What did your mother name you?
That's another one where
I'm not calling you none of that. Yeah.
No. Bye.
I'm not calling you none of this, whatever you think you just came up with. We are not in the streets. This is not the hood. I am a woman. What did your mama name you? Okay.
I'm here to learn you, and that is not the way I'm going to learn you. You're wasting both of our time. Goodbye.
Yes, Sabrina the Black Barbie.
Yeah.
You know where I'm not going. It's just what's understood doesn't need to be explained, my Gemini sister. Yes, Black Barbie in many of the guys' eyes. I mean,
yes, you just said it all. 100%.
Yeah, that was all of it right there.
Yeah.
Jessica, you got that song, Barbie? I'm a Barbie girl in this Barbie world. It's fantastic. I ain't plastic. You can't comb my hair. Can't take me anywhere.
Right. Okay.
I got my own lyrics.
I'm into it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I have a question for the viewers. I have a couple of them, actually, for you guys.
Ooh.
Where are they? Oh. Say something, because I'm looking for it. I could have swore I made little things.
Well, I love that they did no elimination, because the way deliberation went and everybody was kind of sprinkled with who they liked and who they didn't, it was really too tough to actually send a girl home. So I'm glad a girl sent herself home. That made sense. I'm glad they didn't do an elimination. That would have made sense.
Yeah.
Because everybody there is still playing.
Mm-hmm.
So I did appreciate that. I'm excited about the next episode. Yeah, Joy and Cliff in the bit. And what did I put? Yeah, Donovan being single 3 or 4 months and he rolling with Phil. He lying about his relationship. That's what I'm saying. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing out there? I don't know. 3 or 4 months? That woman is still on your line, and please tell me she's not the mother of your children.
That's literally what I have.
I could never.
You're saying
it's too much.
Everything that I have written down. Yep, 100%. Talk about pattern repeating. You know what I mean?
I can't do that anymore. It's so much.
It's exhausting.
You know how exhausting it is to date a man who has women constantly on his line because they share kids, and it's not impossible, but it's like if you don't, it's just a lot of energy. Mm-mm. These guys don't, and I wasn't, I wasn't really raised like that, so I just can't. Not everything is for everybody. But you know what time it is to take it to the streets.
Take it to the streets.
We take it to the streets because Twitter talks the most ish on the net. It ain't me, it's them.
And it makes us feel so much better about ourselves to talk so much shit as we do. So what they say now on the streets of Twitter.
So I think Twitter's been a little bit nice. I tried not to, but not too nice, because here we go, diving in with the first comment. Hey, Jay says, #ready to love. Man, I hope Ace didn't stand Tori up to waste time with Laverne. Ma'am, please leave that man to his dog, as he said. Laverne did say that. He was just like,
he sure did.
My dog. And he's so butthurt. Poor little thing. Damn. I'm so
surprised. I wonder if they started dating and it just didn't work out afterwards. She's with the homeboy now, with the T. So shocked. Damn, I bet you Laverne is still single.
Oh, he was on a live earlier I was watching, and he was talking about him and one of the other guys from the show from a different season, like season 2 or something, were talking, and they're both still looking and all these things. And they just got into that whole conversation, like, I'm looking for a woman to be my peace. Like, and I understand, because I understand the demand on men in this world You don't want to go fight the world and everything that it costs and then come home and do the same. But my issue with that with men is when they say that is, I need to know that you can be your peace. Because it'd be the most chaotic dudes talking about be my peace. And that psychologically has a chick not wanting to speak up on nothing because she doesn't want to ruin your peace, but you acting a fool.
And they're okay
So
with
it's a mess.
the lack of actual like substance in the relationship because they're just handling your shit. That's a therapist.
Controlling.
That's what a therapist
really
is
bad.
for, not a partner. Yeah, it's you know,
be your own peace, dude. Then you will find a woman who can share peaceful space. Don't be. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, so the way I hear it is, I hear it differently though. I hear it like saying in the sense of, well, like you said, the man has to also prove that they've done the work to be at peace within themselves. But look, I have a lot of female friends. I know a lot of women can be very, so can men, but women can be very dramatic.
A lot.
Mm-hmm. And they can create a lot of false narratives and they can be extremely delusional and make up these false realities.
Absolutely.
And that's what I take from it being like my peace. Like we're at peace together. We're not doing this other shit.
Right.
This other drama that people, that lots of women thrive on. Not lots. Women can tend to thrive on. Right? Not bashing women for all you cancel cultures trying to misconstrue shit.
No, women, y'all know we crazy. You already know. So
and that's it. So there you just said it. They can be crazy. So they're looking for their peace. They're looking for women who are at peace and they're not living in chaos to keep providing them with something to move forward with. I respect that. But I also respect what you said too.
With you, yeah.
Are you showing me that you're being at peace and you're capable of the same thing? And I like to hope that if someone is truly asking for that, that they're living through the same integrity that they're looking for. So.
But they're not, because these are the same dudes that date the women who are hectic, who have anxious attachment styles, and who want to argue. And sometimes
I don't see Laverne being with somebody that would want to be like that would date or want to be with him now. I think he used to do that. I mean, he liked,
someone who perpetuates that running, that energy that runs through you, that needs, some of these dudes need chaos and they say, I just want a woman. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these dudes are repeating things because it sounds like this and then, and a lot of dudes, just like what Demetria is saying, submissive. We know he wants to rule over a woman, not, lead a home. And so
he should be a cult leader.
It's that same nuance with the be my peace. Sometimes, yes, women, women have to learn, call your homegirls with that stuff. Come to your man. Like, your man don't want to hear all of that. We have to learn how to balance. We need to calm down sometimes before we bring our emotion
to
the table. We need peace. So I agree. You need that type of woman is the best. Like, a man needs that. He can't sit there and do all of that with you after going through the day. And so that's fine. But we always
I'm with them. I'm looking for a man that has their peace. Really simple.
Yeah, peace.
You know what I mean? Like, and I mean by personally speaking, that they have come to the awareness that when they even approach and dive into life in the situation, they found peace in it and move forward through it. They're not looking for me to find the peace in it.
Exactly.
We get to talk about how I had this shit happen, but then I found my peace through it, and I get to be like, you go off. I'm here to support you. I'm your partner. I'm not here to groom you or make you. And that's what I mean when I say I'm looking for my peace. Somebody who
Agreed.
You know what I mean? And I will be,
and I know
do my best to do the same thing.
Exactly.
So,
but you're somebody who does the work. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not perfect.
Take that. Yeah, no, it's not definitely not about perfect. You don't have to be perfect. This light is
too. I can't read right now. This light.
Jessica said, Laverne been through some major stuff, though. I guess his brother was murdered.
See,
they needed to do a casting show like they usually do. Not saying he doesn't have issues, but I think he's misunderstood. He's so misunderstood.
I still stand for Laverne. I like him. I really do. I think he is capable of being the peace for the woman that brings him peace. I think he's ready. He has his boundaries up. He knows what he wants. He's not fucking around. He ain't got time. So it surprises me that he still is single. So maybe he needs to open up a little more, you know, so that he can. When I say open up a little more, I mean his perspective needs to shift. It needs to go over a dial so that he can actually see where he's not see it in something where he's not seeing it yet.
Yes. So he can let that love in, because I know he's a good man.
100%.
I almost slid in his DMs earlier. Ugh.
You should have. Maybe he needs someone like you.
I mean, I was just like, he's
fine.
I feel like I'd be safe with him.
He's
not getting into this to be
slide into his DMs,
chaotic and ridiculous.
Slide into his
I almost
DMs.
did. I started to tell him what I thought about him.
Because I think that you would be more of a fit with him than Phil.
Yeah, I mean, Phil is cute. Phil is probably the old me.
Yeah, so you wouldn't feel safe with Phil.
No.
Phil is too, and I don't mean
he's still on that Playboy stuff in a particular way.
I think he is. I don't think he's really ready.
No.
I think Laverne is really ready. He's like you and me. He's like,
Laverne's gonna come in and be like, I'm doing this. I'm in a relationship.
And I would already approve of Laverne because I think I would get along with him as a person. So I would, you would have my stamp.
You guys would definitely get along. Jessica's laughing at you because she said Demetrius, a cult leader. He strikes me as controlling with the cameras all over the house and a GPS tracker on his wife's car.
Girl. On the car, on the phone, on her purse, on her eyelashes.
Just so he can get angry and be ridiculous. Her hair. I just cannot deal.
Just in her compact. His face pops up.
It's all automatic FaceTime.
He's like, where are you?
I said you were supposed to be home. Yeah, he's Ike. I don't know. I'm not going to call him a beater because I don't know if I'm not saying he's beating.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not calling him that.
He's
either,
aggressive.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
It doesn't work for me.
He was married 12 years to his high school sweetheart. Jessica,
Laverne
what are you talking about?
Laverne was married 12 years to his high school sweetheart? Because I thought he said he didn't have a relationship before, a long-term one.
No, wasn't
or
that
was
him?
That Demetrius?
Wait, because maybe that was Laverne.
You said Laverne was. I thought when he was on the date with Joy, he said he'd never. Yeah, because he doesn't even have kids, right? Laverne doesn't have kids, right?
No,
or does he? For some reason or does he have 2 kids? Oh my God! Now I'm getting confused.
No, because Homeboy has 2 kids. Donnie,
Donovan? Yeah, he has 2.
Yeah.
And then Eric had kids. Mm-hmm. Clifton got kids. Did Laverne have kids? I don't know.
No, I don't think Laverne has kids.
I don't think so either. All the more reason why I should
slide into his DMs.
Oh, he has 2 daughters. Okay. Well, I mean, that's just a lot, but whatever. Anyway, I don't need to be worried about it.
Aren't they grown though? Like, aren't they older?
That's like 15 and some 22. No, that was Eric. I'm getting him and Eric confused.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. Glad you came to the cat, Jessica. Welcome to the family.
Welcome.
We like you already.
Where's Najee? Where's he at?
I don't know. I think maybe he fell asleep. Remember, he said he was tired today.
Oh, yeah.
And we've already been going 2 hours.
Yeah, that's right. He told us to keep it short. And he sure did not.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because we're at 2:02. Let's hit it. Okay. Oh, we have more streets, though? We have any more streets?
Yeah, we've got more streets. So, Dakia Man is not there. She's on a different level. # ready to love. And then Unscripted said she truly is on her own level.
Truly. We know this. We know this. That's why she's able to play the game and be such great, and still be so graceful and delicious.
Working for her.
Yeah.
And we love to see it.
We've been predicting that for some time. She's about to find an incredible man.
Yeah.
Carmen, you talking shit about Takia isn't going to get you chosen. # Yeah, that's so true. That's so
unnecessary.
I think Carmen kind of I think Carmen thrives on it though. I think she loves that shit.
It's just that she can. They might even be homies behind the scenes. Maybe not 100%. That close, but it might not be. It's just
it's not like last season where those girls.
No,
unless it is. We'll find out at the reunion.
Oh yeah, I guess
feel
you will.
That way. Right?
No, because it sounds like when it comes to like some of these people, there's still a lot going on.
Man, are we done?
We've got one more. Sabrina been leading all these men on, making them think they are up there. I love that Nene gif. I'm just.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes on YouTube, before I go to sleep, I will watch like Nene Leakes best moments.
She's hilarious. I'm surprised you don't like her. She is so like
No,
She
she's
says whatever.
Nope, she's cuckoo
She
for
is-
Cocoa Puffs.
She
Like
is.
she's,
I love it.
I could not. I was friends with people like that in my 20s. I refused to be friends and have those people around me because they're literally fucking crazy. So no matter
it's
how
so-
healthy you try to be around them, they will bring in toxic. Like
But you're entertained.
But I'm entertained from afar and for a second, and then I'm like, okay, because it's literally like it's insanity. I think it's amazing. Carmen is a casting director's dream, Jessica. You could not be more accurate, like 100%, because she is down to play. I agree, Jessica Carmen. Yes, has the look. Yes, she has the personality.
Looks, the personality, everything. Yeah. That's so true.
So accurate. Well, Jessica, thank you for coming and joining us. You were an absolute pleasure. Come back next week.
Yes, this is fun.
You never disappoint. Thank you so much for always being here. We love you. And Najee is passed out, so sweet dreams.
I know.
Little bumpkin angel.
We had a lot of people come through today, so that was nice. I don't know, some people caught a bunch of different things, so it's nice. Like, thank you guys for supporting the show, for joining the conversation. It makes it so much fun. We love having you, and it sounds like next week is going to be a lot of fun.
I hope so.
Love a good
this week
vacay.
Was boring.
Yeah, it was a little boring.
And I also have to make an excuse. Yay! Because remember a couple weeks ago, I was like, this season's so much better than last season. But now I'm like, oh, at this point, last season was actually better. So it's good. It's making me go back and forth, which is good. That's TV, right? But
yes, I have to agree. Yeah, you said it best. We good. But yeah, so okay. I think that's everything.
Till next week.
You guys have a good night. See you next Friday at 8 p.m. PST. And a good retreat, you're right, is always good. Next episode is about to be
we saw
it's gonna be
a
mess.
It's gonna be so good.
I just have to see. I can't wait. All right, guys.
Sweet dreams. Lots of love. Mwah.